Hi everyone, this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop, and I'm going to explain a little bit about how I work and the types of things that I do in the fortune telling world.
Could you explain to the viewers how you work? A little bit how you work?
Yeah, I'm an astrologer and a tarot reader, and also I do palmistry, numerology. I really love what's called divination. Divination is when you use some sort of technique to get the future, to work with the future. So I use tarot and astrology and all those type of things. So I tend to work well with people that ask questions about relationships, career, family issues, money, anything that is in this lifetime. I like to focus on this life, not past life. So like I said, I will go through all the different divination things that I just mentioned. I'll go through each one by one, and I'll explain each method to you. So tarot was my first love. It was the first divination system that I sort of studied and learned and practiced. I fell in love with tarot originally because of its beautiful imagery. I have an artist background. I've studied art at university, and I was always fascinated with the symbols of the tarot, and that's how I began my journey, because I was interested in the art. Tarot is a 78 card system, and it has three parts in the deck. It has the major arcana, the minor arcana, as well as the court cards. After I studied and worked with tarot for about 3 or 4 years professionally, I branched out into astrology, which was my second love. So I studied astrology for about 4 years, and that was quite a fascinating journey. Astrology's based on the 12 zodiac signs and then the planets, the movements of the planets through the signs, and how they affect us on Earth, and also how they symbolize different aspects of ourselves. Astrology deals a lot with archetypes and personality traits, as well as they can predict events in your life and in the world. I found it very fascinating as well. After I studied astrology, I then took up the study of palmistry. Now, palmistry is the study of the hand and the fingers and the shape and the mounts and the textures and the lines of the hands. And this tells us a lot about us personally. It tells us about our personality traits, our strengths, our weaknesses. Could even go into health and well-being and vitality as well. Sometimes palmistry helps us to figure out what direction to go in life and which is the best path forward. It's a very fascinating form of study as well.
Here is the very handsome and dashing and talented Paris, with his almost 30 years in the industry. Paris, you always look absolutely amazing. It's lovely to how you bring your beautiful, gorgeous, grounding energy into the studio. How do you stay so grounded? What is your trick? You're just very zen.
I do this job 7 days a week pretty much, so if I wasn't grounded I'd probably be not doing very well. So it keeps me grounded because I do it all the time, and I deal with the public all the time too, so I get to deal with people in all sorts of spaces and places.
And facets and frames of mind.
Frames of mind, yes.
Yeah, you are literally like, you're totally zen. And you know how some people are like zen, but then underneath you're like, you know, the ducks in a pond?
Yeah.
I know you're complete zen.
I think you have to be.
You have to be.
Like when you have a shop, like I have a shop on a main street, so people just come in.
It's in Sydney, Surrey Hills.
It's in Surrey Hills, it's on Crown Street. So people just come in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Some people are really open to what I do, others aren't. Yeah. So I've just got to be calm and cool and collected, you know, whichever way they come in.
And so they inviting. It's more inviting to them that way. Well, let's explain very ever so quickly, because we want to do some fun. We want to have some fun in the early edition.
Yes.
Paris has bought some. He's awesome for the
toys.
things. He makes all his cards, all his games he makes and creates. You can buy his cards from his website, thefortuneteller.com.au. Just quickly, you do more divination.
Well, I call myself a fortune teller.
Yep. It is a psychic.
My teacher was shocked when I started calling myself a fortune teller because she thought that was more of a negative sort of term, but I like it. I think it's earthy and grounded as well. But I do astrology, tarot, palmistry, numerology, all those kind of things. I would say that I would come under the clairvoyant, because when I do those things, I do see images of things to come.
Yes.
And people or places or situations. So those images come to me through the divination. Divination is basically when you use cards or numerology or astrology to divine and connect with the the divine.
Yeah, with the spirit world. With the spirit world.
Yeah.
And Paris is the only one that does use or does teach the Lenormand cards as well.
As well. Yeah.
He's the only one that teaches that in Australia. You can check out those Facebook groups, and he does do Skype lessons as well online.
So as just mentioned, I did also study Lenormand. Lenormand cards are a 36 card deck, and they're based on symbols, everyday symbols most of the time, and they have numbers on the cards as well as the little playing card inserts. So that's been a fascinating time of learning and study as well. So that was a little bit about my background and my journey. I love divination and fortune telling, and I see it as a way to help people navigate their life paths. And it's a helpful tool for people to understand themselves better and also to see what's coming up in their lives as well. So this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.